Hello everyone, Flash Notion, back for another reaction to One Punch Man! That actually felt not bad. So, today we're looking at episodes 11 and 12. The last two episodes of Season 1, apparently. Pretty short. But, I mean, this supposed god-level threat is what is, that we're dealing with, is, a perfect thing to end the season on. Yeah, pretty crazy. Just giant alien ship destroying an entire city. It's not what's the right word here? The thing I'm most interested in is not, Saitama beating the bad guy. It's actually in seeing the other characters going up against various other threats, saving people, and then at the end of it, reacting to Saitama beating the bad guy. That's where the fun part's gonna be at. So yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Let's just get into it, shall we? Starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, that was something. So, yeah. We got the conclusion of this alien arc was pretty cool. I like getting to see Silverfang or Bang or whichever name he wants to go by. I like seeing him get to fight. We didn't really get too much of the other S-Class heroes other than Tornado. But I guess we did still get Prisoner Man, Atomic Samurai, and Metal Bat, right? Like, they did some fighting. And it was pretty decently cool, and, give props to the Metal Bat there for figuring out the one guy's weakness. Honestly, though, I give more props to Moomin Rider and and Stinger and the other guy there. I forget his name. Lightning Max. I give more props to those three for actually being the ones to go out and rescue civilians. And apparently they rescued everybody that was still alive. So that's pretty awesome. At least everybody that they could find. But hey, I mean, rescue operations usually take days, if not weeks. And people can survive a lot of surprising punishment in the rubble. So they probably would still end up finding a lot more people afterwards. But apparently the whole city just is no longer... it's easier just to move everybody to the other cities than it is to rebuild. So that's fair enough, I guess. So there is no more City A. There's only the Hero Association headquarters. That'll be interesting moving forward, especially with most of the elites sharing residence there. I imagine Genos is still living with Saitama, though, so there's that. And the Prisoner Man is probably living in the prison, a prison at least, somewhere. Surprised Sonic didn't show up to the battle at the end there after he was teased. That would have been interesting. I'm disappointed that Genos didn't actually get to fight in this finale, and it seemed like there was too many moving pieces at the end here in order to get everything done in a very satisfying way. Which, if I'm not mistaken, this was originally a webcomic, right? Like, it started as a webcomic, then became like an official manga, and then got the anime adaptation. So if that's the case, like, then I can totally understand it, because a lot of the webcomics that I've read the creator will just introduce new elements as they please, and therefore make it so that it's not always easy to get everything wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow. Which, fair enough. But the fight was still very cool. It was the first real fight that Saitama's been involved with, other than the dream fight there in the first episode. Every other fight has indeed just been him taking punishment until the point where he decides no more. And I guess, in a way, this fight really was the same thing, because he still wasn't using his full strength, but it was still pretty cool. I will say it was, quite neat, and I love I really do. It was probably one of the funniest parts was him ending up just on the moon and just being like, well, this is a thing. Not even giving a shit. I do have to wonder if his jump back to Earth will have consequences in the future, though, like pushing the moon out of orbit or some shit like that. Who knows? And Tornado's attitude has yet to improve in any way, shape, or form, which, you know what, I'm okay with. She's hilarious, being the little brat. Although the Class A guy there, a my mask, right? He has a similar attitude, and I do not find it charming at all. So maybe I'm only forgiving of her because she's an adorable girl. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because, she is actually helping a lot. She is actually strong enough to back up her attitude at most times, whereas my mask has not been helpful at all, and he does seem to have some power, but, his attitude comes across more as unearned compared to hers. I don't know. Either way, we set up some interesting stuff with Metal Knight. It's starting to seem like Metal Knight somehow might be the cyborg that Genos is searching for. Maybe he was testing out a new weapon and destroyed Genos' home in the process, which would be shitty, but I would not be too surprised and shocked. That'll be an interesting route to go down, especially since now he's getting the alien tech. I'd like to see what Genos gets in the future as upgrades in order to try and combat this kind of threat. Is that everything? I feel like that might be everything. There were some, Class S heroes that we did not get to see. We didn't get to see the number 1 rank. There was another one that didn't show up. Oh, I think it was Metal Knight. Metal Knight was the other one that didn't show up, wasn't he? So that he showed up at the end there. Okay, so we still haven't seen the rank 1 Class S hero, which, with that being the case, fucking hell, Tornado's Class 2, or the rank 2, so, how much stronger is the Class 1, or rank 1, rather, of Class S? It'll be interesting to find out. It'll also be interesting to know whether or not Saitama gets any credit for this, because we don't know. I imagine the association would actually believe Saitama was the one responsible for bringing down the main bad guy and the ship itself as well. But because there's no proof, no real evidence of it, they probably can't afford to move him up too much. They might only be able to move him up to like rank A, bottom level. But hey, it's still it would still be nice to see him move up more. Like, by the end of Season 2, I want him to be in Class S, if not Class S rank 1. Like, I want him to get the recognition he deserves. I also, though, I want him to get that good fight. And I thought it was weird. Oh, what the hell was that? That was a thing. Anyways. Right. I thought it was weird how for most of the fight against the bad guy, we couldn't he didn't have the fire in his eyes. He didn't have it at all. I was just like wondering why that was. And as it turns out, it's because, well, he's still holding back. He's still not having to use his true full strength and whatnot. I did not consider that when I moved my setup over here. I'm closer to my neighbors and I might have them turning on their vehicle. Okay. Well, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing that we don't have that fire in his eyes yet. I really want him to get to that point. So, yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I think that might be it as far as this set of episodes go. It wasn't a bad finale. It did feel like it did feel like the creators did not know what to do with all of the characters that they had. Like, there was... how can I put this? Personally, I would have had, the top 3 lieutenants all be on the ground, and then we could have had different groups of the S-Class and maybe even the A-Class heroes fighting those guys, while Saitama went through the troops up on the ship, and then went on to Boros, maybe a little bit, not necessarily faster, since we still would have had to focus on the ground troops and whatnot, but like, he would have went straight to him without any mini-boss fights. He just would have pummeled his way through the troops until he got there. But we then could have given our other S-Class heroes and whatnot more to do. We wouldn't have had Genos and the... I forget what his name is, but the black guy standing around the entire time, because that was disappointing. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not going to criticize it too much because it was still fun, still pretty great. So, yeah, that's the end of season 1 of this show. Who knows if season 2 will fix any of those issues or make new issues or what's going to happen in season 2, but we'll find out starting next week for me. For you guys, it's whenever you're watching this. It depends on when you're watching this and whatnot. Yeah, so that's going to be all for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.